Step into the realm of the paranormal until the last drop, a show that blends paranormal stories and events with a themed drink.
Hello, and welcome to Season 2 of Till the Last Drop. I am your host, Andrew Takach. Wait a minute, no you're not. Yes, I am. No. You're the Andrew Takach from Universe B, where everybody talks in a seductively sultry voice, and we don't need you here. But of course you do. That's not the point. All right. Anyway, if you haven't surmised already, this is Season 2 of Till the Last Drop, and we're going over the multiverse. And apparently that was a funny intro. So, works for me, I guess. We do need to first dispose of the body of the
No. Can we keep sultry, sexy Andrew around?
I don't know. We can't have two beings occupy the same
I don't know. I
universe.
think we can find a way.
Okay. So anyway, it's the multiverse. Multiple different universes, perhaps existing within, I don't know how to put this. I mean, an overall arcing bubble of existence. I don't know.
The bubble of fun?
Yeah, I mean, like there is some information and all that saying that the universe is like, we define universe as all there is or all that exists. So obviously, by definition, there can be only one universe. But if we define universe as all we can ever see, no matter how large our telescopes, or space-time regions that expand together, then many universes may indeed exist. There's nothing in science more awesome, more majestic. To discern the nature of ultimate reality, one must begin with the challenge of multiple universes. The dead will rise, so they can hear more content from Till the Last Drop. So, and this concept isn't just scientifically based. This concept goes everywhere. We've seen it in fantasy. We've seen it in anything like that. There's plenty of movies that have gone over a lot of multiple universes. There's also timelines too, but that's maybe not so much of a multiverse kind of thing, but as maybe a time issue.
Parallel
So.
link time hopping,
Yeah.
and comic books do it.
Yeah, I mean, like, what is it, like Doctor Strange, I'm sure has done it. There's a indie movie that came out years ago called Primer, and it kind of explores the concept of time travel in the sense where these guys make a box that creates an instance in time, and you can go back and forth, and they end up doing like time travel to help benefit themselves on the stock market and all that. But turns out there ends up being some side effects, and it's a good movie called Primer. Anybody should watch it. It's good if you're into like thinking too much. So.
Well, they end up encountering other instances.
Well, yeah. They do end up seeing themselves at least once. Both of them sees each other, and it's kind of interesting the way that it
That's kind of
goes.
what ties into the sort of multiverse thing. But again, that's more along the lines of time hopping, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, and I guess that could be something. I mean, take Back to the Future, for instance. When they went back in time, it actually created like a parallel timeline, it could be seen as its own universe, because when you were in the time machine, it kind of made it just, you stay the same, but everything else around you changed. So maybe there could have been some sort of like spur off of another universe in that sense. Who knows? Maybe they went back in time and it created like a fork in the road. And like at that point when that change was made, it created another universe. And this is kind of something that could go off of like the butterfly effect too. So, and kind of going into the butterfly effect.
Gets complicated.
Yep. But let's not touch on that just yet.
Not yet.
So I think that should be a good intro, and I think we'll come back in just a minute. Stay thirsty for the unusual with Till the Last Drop. Okay, so to better understand some of the multiverse ideas, we should probably go into a little bit of the background of the idea of the multiverse.
The science behind it?
Yep, so buckle in, here we go. Eternal chaotic inflation, which generates multiple universes, builds from the theory of cosmic inflation, originated by physicist Alan Guth at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. He formulated cosmic inflation to solve several deep problems in the cosmology of our universe. For example, why was the early universe extremely and strangely homogeneous? Even though separated regions were casually disconnected, regions could not cause effects with others because the distances were too great and the elapsed time was too short, even though information was being exchanged at the speed of light. This is what theorists call the horizon problem. Guth describes inflation this way. Our universe began with the startlingly brief period of enormous exponential expansion driven by a peculiar state of matter called a false vacuum that actually creates a gravitational repulsion. Mm-hmm. His startlingly brief period is very brief, from 10 to the negative 36th power second after T0, the origin of the universe, to about 10 to the negative 32nd second. So it's very fast.
Yeah, really quick. Or
it's very slow. This comes into the concept of time and how we perceive time as compared to how time is in general. In a universal scale, I suppose that could be really fast because the universe is just really old. Or is the universe not very old?
Are we really going to go there?
No, that's time. That's for another episode.
Oh, yeah, that's no.
Anyway.
Well, wait, which universe?
This one. Let's say this one. Just for this one, though.
Okay.
According to quantum field theory, the word vacuum indicates a sector of space that has local minimum energy, but not the lowest possible energy. And the word false is used to indicate ultimately unstable, though a vacuum can remain stable for a very long time. The significance is that a false vacuum can tunnel into a lower energy state, releasing or creating enormous energy.
Huh.
Yeah. So with that, I'm not going to go much more into this. This is going into like some pretty heavy like astrophysics and other things that we don't need to cover as much in here.
That's a good base.
Yeah. Basically,
of information.
Yeah. So basically, if something is able to like create this quantum tunnel with that low amount of energy, there's potential for the idea of another universe being able to spawn off of that within the same sense of, for instance, how the Big Bang would have been created.
Which brings us into...
Yeah, and that kind of goes into like pocket universes and quantum tunnels. Yeah. So that's how that kind of goes into that. So this is how like potentially something can like a pocket universe being spurred off of a universe, but it's completely unnoticed. Maybe not unnoticed, but like unobservable from our own universe. And then quantum tunneling is basically the way that a universe can be created from nothing, because in quantum mechanics, things that are classically forbidden by energy barriers can happen by tunneling through energy barriers. Because that makes sense.
Yeah, so things that can't happen, this is how they happen.
Yeah. Let's just ignore everything that we've studied and go into something else. Anyway, it leads to
pretty much like, wait, all these things can happen, but what if they could?
Yeah.
But no, they can't. But what if they could?
Yeah. Let's just keep insinuating that it'll happen and then it'll happen.
But they can't. But what if they could? Well, fine. If they could, this is how. Thank you. That's all I wanted.
Yep. I mean, like, it kind of boils down to, like, cosmic inflation, revolutionizing cosmology, and if it's ultimately confirmed, it of course be a demanding task. It may come to be recognized as one of humanity's most fundamental realizations. So there's good potential that, like, this could be a good idea as to finding a new way of studying something, or space travel, or anything like that, too.
I mean, if they could confirm that it's legitimate, that this is something that actually happens, that would change a lot of things. And because of course then they would harness it.
That's the hard part.
But that's what the next step would be, because we're human and we have to harness it and make it our own.
Yeah. But, outside of that, you should probably always be aware of your evil twin.
My evil twin.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's the other thing. Like going into like multiverse and all that kind of thing. What's to say that there isn't? And I think now I'll bring up like the butterfly effect and all that, and I'll also touch into something else that occurred to me as well. So, for instance, let's say that, yeah, let's say that you flip a coin. And I'm going Futurama on this one.
Yay!
Let's say you flip a coin and it comes up heads. So because of that, you decide to I don't know, order the chicken, and then at that same time, as soon as you flip that coin, it spurs off another universe. It lands tails, and you get the fish instead.
Okay.
Now it may seem minor, but what if that fish was undercooked? So in that universe, you die of food poisoning. So that separate Tails universe now has
No, you.
exactly. It wouldn't have you in it, and instead it probably has like further down in the timeline, it might have a very annoying two-tailed fox that's always yelling out for a hedgehog. Yes, it's a Sonic joke.
Yeah, I got that.
But like apply this to multiple other things, like going back to one of our previous season 1 episodes, like the shadow creatures as well. Multidimensional beings is an option that they could have been. It's like maybe these are the shadows of another universe that are kind of bleeding over, maybe weak points in our own universe, like where the two may be overlapping or they're touching enough that it causes an instability. So maybe these shadow creatures and these shadow beings are actual residents of another universe.
Yeah, that kind of makes me think of a movie that has, it's kind of sort of along that lines. Not exactly, but it's The Others. I think that's what it's called. And I don't remember if you watched it with me or not, but it's like Nicole Kidman and her kids are in this house, and she starts freaking out, says that the house is haunted, and they're going through this whole thing about being tortured and ghosts, and there's all this creepy stuff happening. And then finally they get to the, like, you know, they're encountering all this weird spiritual ghosty phenomenon and everything. Finally you get to the end of the movie and you find out.
Spoiler
Sorry,
alert.
spoilers.
Hurry, skip a few seconds.
Skip to the not spoiled part of the movie.
Or just watch the others.
Yeah.
Like right now.
I apologize.
And then come back to the episode.
I'm going to tell you what happens in the movie in like a couple seconds, but no, you didn't get it spoiled right away. Okay. So anyways, come to find out, they're the dead ones. Nicole Kidman and her kids. Yeah. And they were the ghosts, and the other people that they thought were the ghosts were the real people. And like it goes back through and it shows like those people dealing with the actual ghost infestation of her and her kids. And so it kind of made me think of that and like how they were both perceiving each other. And it made me think of like the two like separate but like separate kind of planes of existence existing at the same spot and commingling.
Yeah. Well, thinking about it that way, it's like, how would you know if you're dead? If you were, well, obviously we can't prove this. We can't. Oh, we're all just dead already. I was like, no, oh no. It's like, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I can see how that could fill into a multiverse kind of thing.
It just made me think about that, about how like you don't, I don't know, there's so many different, you know, layers of potential, I guess, planes of existence.
Yeah. And that also made me think of take the concept of deja vu that we always
I
think
hate
about.
deja vu.
Well, it's like, for instance, I remember standing at work and it felt like I was standing in the exact same spot, having the exact same conversation with the same person, and like everything seemed like it was just happening again. Well, what's to say that it didn't already happen like that in another universe, and it was just the universe's instances lining up again or something?
You're just having an echo moment.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe another universe. Maybe this has something to do with time, but I don't know. Or it's just like a false perception of memory that could happen
The
as well.
Mandela effect in a way.
Yeah, the Mandela effect.
I don't know. I know that
Flintstones
that's,
or the Flintstones?
I know that that's not exactly how the Mandela effect would be applied, but
Berenstein or Berenstain?
it's something very, very similar to something that's happened so many times, and so your brain perceives it as like exactly the same, and it trips it up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this isn't uncommon to like popular culture either. I mean, like deja vu, and obviously you made a reference to a movie that, I mean, it kind of went more with like ghosts and all that, but
Yeah.
what's to say that they're actually ghosts and they're not just like another dimensional being? I mean, like there could be ideas that like there are multidimensional planes as well. If you look at certain religions, there are like the concepts of heavens and hells, and I mean, what's to say that that isn't just another dimension? A dimension of nothing but fire and like whatever, or a dimension of like cotton candy clouds.
Cotton candy clouds.
I don't know. I'm trying to like just make any.
Can I go there? I want to go to the
Cotton candy cloud land?
Yes.
I don't know.
That sounds scrumptious.
But yeah, it's like, and the science fiction touches on a lot of this too. For instance, take a lot of like, I guess not a lot, but Star Trek made reference to a mirror universe and all that, which one of our drinks is kind of themed off of Star Trek, even though it's a very brief instance that they go into this. It's not really something that's touched on too often, but there is another one that was relatively popular about, 3 years ago when they released a movie, one of the Marvel movies, Spider-Man Enter the Multiverse, or Spider-Verse. It's multiple spiders. A universe of spiders. No. It's just a multiple universe of different Spider-Men.
That doesn't sound much better. Like, what?
Well, there's a lot of them, and there is a bit of a synopsis of the event, but this is kind of based more off of the comic books themselves, so I'm not sure how much it ties into the movie. So, yeah, I'm not going to go into that because it may not be very relevant.
The conversation about deja vu and all that made me think of something that I read not that long ago, and that was after you die, it is believed that you have 7 minutes of brain activity left inside you. And in the 7 minutes, you experience your entire life over in a kind of dream. Because in a dream, time feels stretched. So if this is the case, what if right now you're in that 7 minutes? How do you know if you're alive or just reliving old memories?
How old is that?
I don't know. It's from like Tumblr or something.
Oh, okay. Because what's weird is that is something that I've been thinking about for a couple months now. It's like maybe we're all on a personal level. You are just sitting on your deathbed right now and you are experiencing the memories that you have had. And in reality, you're just already dying.
God, I love the fact that for a couple months now you've been thinking about, man, what if I'm already dead? That makes me feel wonderful.
Not dead yet.
Oh, just dying.
Yeah, just dying.
Like,
just experiencing this whole thing. But if that's the case, then like, would that mean that your waking body at the time has already gone through it? Is that the deja vu?
Okay, but then somebody commented, well, that sort of explains deja vu.
Oh.
And then somebody said, well, fuck. And then somebody else said, do we continue in the cycle and never actually escape? Because we die in the end? And after dying, we dream the 7 minutes again? Just each time the 7 minutes are actually shorter? So in reality, we could all be dead and living within the span of an elongated second, and Earth could actually not even exist anymore?
It's the Matrix.
And then somebody said, what the fuck, dude? So maybe we're all just dead.
Maybe.
And eventually the last dead dude will finally stop his dead dream. And then nobody will exist anymore.
Yeah.
So there's deja vu for you.
Yeah. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, Al. Let's with that in mind, let's return in a couple seconds or minutes, or I don't know. Maybe we're just gonna die. You never know. But we'll be back.
The night is dark, the spirits are restless. They demand to be poured until the last drop.
So to keep this episode of the second season relatively lighter, we're gonna just go straight into the drinks instead of trying to cover some more multiverse and I don't know, quantum theory in here.
Oh, you don't think that was enough last time? You don't think we should give him some more?
Nah, I think that's enough. However, going into the drink side of things, we did make up one of the Irish Raktajinos. I'm not 100% sure. This is an infamous Klingon coffee from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I don't know the pronunciation because I don't speak Klingon.
You don't?
No, I don't. It's the base. Okay, it starts off with an Irish coffee base, essentially. So there is a little bit of a difference to it because apparently Worf concocted one of these things when the blood wine ran out. Anyway, the ingredients for it is about 1.5 ounces of Irish whiskey, half an ounce of simple syrup, 2 ounces of espresso or cold brew coffee, 2 ounces of whole milk, and then it's garnished with smoked paprika.
Anything with paprika is good for you, right?
Pretty much. Everything is combined into a shaker and shook for about 15 seconds very vigorously. It's strange. It is strange, but it's strained into a large snifter or something of equivalence. I mean, it doesn't matter unless you're looking for presentation, which the presentation did come out pretty nice, even though we didn't use that glass. And then they suggest dusting a pinch of smoked paprika over the surface of the drink.
I think you put more than a pinch.
Oh, it's enough. Because the paprika gives it like an earthy and spicy scent and flavor, and it's pretty nice.
It wasn't bad. It was pretty good.
I'm not really an avid coffee drinker, but that wasn't too bad. There wasn't really much of a, I guess, alcohol taste to the whiskey, but I could get some flavors out of it. Now, granted, we just used a standard Jameson for that one, and the coffee itself was, I don't remember.
It was just a can of cold brew coffee that we picked up from the store.
So, and it worked. It was fine.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, your mom really, really liked it. So
yeah, that's pretty good in the sense of it's just like, well, it's not a very large drink either.
No.
I mean, it's like you have one and it's just like, okay, there it is.
Yeah, it was nice. It's like a after dinner drink, I guess, or like you'd have it with like a biscuit or a cookie or something.
Yeah,
I could see that. A dessert beverage, I guess.
Yeah, it seems like it. It's not like it's sweet or anything. I mean, obviously the milk makes it more creamier than most of the drinks that we've had on this podcast. So
yeah. Well, I mean, it's been just liquor, so.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the first season for you. I mean, the second season will give us more mixes.
Yeah.
And then in inspiration of some of the Spider-Verse and all that, we decided to go with something that was relatively Spider-Man themed, a red and blue concoction that took probably about, what was it, about 4 ounces of white rum, a simple syrup made from various red Jolly Ranchers, and a squirt of like some blue instant drink mix or something.
Some of those Mio energy drink mixes.
It's not good. I'm going to say it right now. The drink itself isn't good. It looks the part. It looks very nice.
You put Sprite in it too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was some Sprite as a base
to give
because
it
otherwise.
Some bubbly.
Yeah. It's not a good drink in any way. Do not try to emulate this thing. Now, there's a chance that you could probably use like UV blue for a blue base if you're a fan of blue raspberry and all that. But there's other options out there. And I wouldn't suggest trying the drink that we did.
We will put a picture of it on our social media though, because it did look really pretty.
Looks nice, yeah. There's no doubt behind that because the Mio is a lot heavier than the syrup and Sprite mixture.
So it was quite pretty. But we did after we did our photo shoot with our beautiful drink, we mixed it.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't good until you mixed it. Then it was tolerable.
Yeah. Well, it's like the artificial sweeteners that are in that Mio. It doesn't really I don't know. I can taste it. I can clearly taste when something is artificial as compared to, like, say, a natural sugar. So, and I guess combined with, like...
The sugar from your Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, yeah. So, I guess that could have been one of the issues.
Well, then, I think it needed to be colder.
Yeah.
And then when you added this extra Sprite, it tasted better.
Yeah.
But it just kind of then overtook all the rest of the flavors.
Yeah.
So.
But hey, like, after it's mixed, if you're looking for something that might have a Joker theme to it, I mean, it does make a nice, like, Joker-style purple. And just kind of garnish that with maybe some lime or something like that, considering it's got Sprite and lime flavors in it anyway.
Yeah.
So.
There you go. It's your multi-versal drink.
Yeah, both Marvel and DC that have the concept of multiple universes.
We brought it all back around.
Yeah, that was completly intentional, and it was planned from the beginning.
Can't you tell?
Yeah, just like always. So, with that, we'll probably wrap up this shorter episode here. So, hopefully there won't be too much of a problem with that other Andrew walking around. He did escape during the break. So, if you see somebody who looks like me,
don't approach him.
Just kind of let him be. If he talks in a manner that you think you might be able to trust him,
don't trust him.
Yeah. Because that's me. The other one is gonna, like, you're gonna believe him, and, like, you're probably doomed. But the real me will be like, I'm not the clone.
But the clone is gonna say he's not the clone too.
Well, maybe if you listen to this before he listens to this, he'll know. Well, he won't know the plan. There we go.
But he's you.
Yeah, but does that mean that he's already thought of this?
Or he's thinking of it while you're thinking of it?
Multiverse stuff.
I don't think... I think we're all doomed.
Yeah.
I know you. I know the kind of stuff you think about. We're doomed.
Oh, well.
There's another you running around.
Okay. Well, either way, it's been great starting up this second season.
Yes.
As always, like, you can find us on Facebook. We do Twitter. Obviously, there's a website that not only hosts our episodes, but also gives some posts and all that. If you want to listen to more of our episodes, we're on most podcasting places now. iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify.
What's the name of that website?
Website?
What is our website?
Oh, our website.
Yes.
Our website is tillthelastdrop.com. It's real easy to find. It's got a very nice black and green coloring to it. At least for now. We might change that up. We might have some changes in store, but it's hard to tell for now. Who knows? Maybe the second season might bring something else on. You never know. So.
But tillthelastdrop.com.
Yep.
And that's where they'll find us.
Yep.
Or wherever they listen to their podcast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Feel free to leave a comment on our website. It's always fun to read those kind of things. Or if you're on Facebook. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Give us a like.
Sure. Yeah.
Comment.
Yeah.
We'll get back to you. We're both
You can't subscribe.
No. Yeah, I'm like...
let's not dive into that hole
No,
of
that's a hole. No. Oh. But, we're both on the Facebooks.
Yep.
So we'll reply.
Oh, yeah. And if you have any kind of, like, stories of the paranormal that you may have encountered, obviously feel free to share it with us. We might be able to feature you on an episode or so.
We'd love to hear from you.
Oh, yeah. Or if you have a drink that you've made yourself, I'd love to be able to try that if it lines up with one of our episodes as well, because why not?
Yeah.
So, all right. And with that, thank you for listening until the last drop.
Thank you for listening till the last drop. For more paranormal experiences served up with a themed drink, check us out wherever you listen to podcasts.